I can't.
Don't get on the ground.
I'm honestly shocked she's not more flexible, given how much she spreads her legs for Dana White. Now, one thing that immediately stood out to me is just how much she is covered up compared to a regular Nina drama vlog. Take a look at this outfit.
Hi, I'm Nina, and I'm here with...
Espada de Shia.
Look at this. Look at this. Every inch of flesh is covered. Now, if you're familiar with her work, she is usually damn near naked. That's how she has built up such a large fan base, by being scantily clad. And yet, all of a sudden, she is covered from head to ankle. Why? Because she is in Abu Dhabi. She is in a Middle Eastern country right now. And she knows dressing the way she normally dresses would get her stoned to death. So she covers up. And that makes me lose all respect for her. Wait, I never had any. But the point still stands. Listen, I thought that she was an all-out whore to the core. Turns out she just does that for views and money. And when it suits her to cover up, to continue making money, she does that. And for that, I have no respect. Stick to your principles. If you're gonna be a whore in the Middle East too. I am dead serious. If she showed up in Abu Dhabi dressed like a slut, like in her normal videos, I would have gained respect for her. Because that means she is sticking to her principles even when it could cost her her life. And if they threw her in prison and scheduled her for a stoning the next day, I would have flown over there under the cover of night and busted her out myself. Even though I was the first person to start trashing her on the internet and have made several videos trashing her, I would go bust her out. Why? Because I will defend her right to be a whore with my life. Because that is what America's about. At least I think so. I've only been here a year. I'm not entirely sure. But the point is, she just acts like a whore when it suits her. And when it doesn't, she covers up. And for that, I have no respect. Because when she is in America, us Americans have to be subject to every last inch of her melting menopausal body. But she goes to the Middle East and all of a sudden she's a lady. Like, let's get a closer look at this outfit. Let's get a closer look.
When he punches,
Look at this. Look at this. For this, we're gonna need the hand of truth. Check this out. Do you see how high her pants are pulled up and her shirt is tucked into the pants? She is covering up because she is showing respect to the customs of these cave people. Speaking of cave people, watch this.
All right. Okay. Wait, no, Shark. Wait, slow down. So, Shark, please, this is very terrifying. Wait, translator. Okay. No, okay. All right. Wait, hold on, Shark, I have to, okay. All right, so what do you call this?
What do you call this? You call this Middle Eastern mating rituals. That's what this is. Like, I'm telling you, Shara has got some major incel energy. Check this out.
All right, wait, hold on. Wait, we have to use, this is my bad side. No, hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait, can you tell us, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, wait, no.
Like, he doesn't know what to do with his pent up virgin energy. So he's just throwing kicks at her, because that's how they treat their women over there. They beat them.
Fine. Wait, translator. Okay. No, okay.
Like, you think you can get him to stop? She thinks she can get him to stop. There's no stopping them when they want your bungus. Just ask any of the goats in the Caucasus Mountains. Just ask any of their sisters or their first cousins if they take no for an answer. Nina doesn't understand what she's working with here, where she is. This isn't the US of A anymore, Nina. You have no say over your bungus anymore once you cross over into enemy territory. That's the thing, modern women think, oh, the USA is a patriarchy, wah. The USA is the worst country in the world. And then they go here. And then they go to Abu Dhabi. And they're treated like a goat. You know, and if you say no, you get stoned to death or they throw acid in your face. Hey, I'm just reporting the news. And also likely getting banned after this video. So if you're not following me on Instagram at SewerKingCobra, same handle as this channel, then once YouTube bans me, you're going to lose all touch with your beloved Sewer King. So follow me on Instagram, and there's stuff on there that I don't post on this channel, so go check it out. Anyway, listen to this caveman. If you think I'm being racist or this phobe, that phobe, just listen to this guy.
So sharp, please. This is very terrifying.
Do you hear those caveman sounds? Listen carefully.
Slow down. So sharp, please. This is very...
I see Bungus, I must take it. The incel energy this guy gives off. And if you think I'm reaching, have you seen the video where he sucker punched that guy outside of a mall? Because he got so angry that the other guy had a girlfriend? If you haven't seen this, check this out. Well, I actually can't show you the video because that will get this video demonetized and age restricted. But let me show you a couple snapshots from the video. And hopefully YouTube won't freak out, but you never know. Okay, so here's how it started. They're at a mall in Dagestan, okay? And this right here, actually, wait, what am I doing? Right now we need the most advanced video technology available to mankind. Zoom in on that. Pause. Right there. This, in the back, is Shara Bullet. This guy in the front is some regular dude at the mall, and his girlfriend is right in front of him. You can't see her. Anyways, what happens is this guy gives his girlfriend a peck on the cheek. Or on the lips. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But just a quick little peck. Shara then starts telling this guy off on the escalator that you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that in public. So they get down to the bottom of the escalator, and Shara gets in his face. Okay, look, so this is Shara now, and he's all up in this guy's face. So the other guy punches him, gets the jump on Shara, gets the upper hand. A fat civilian holds his own and gave Shara Bullet. Like, go watch this video after you watch mine. Don't go now and ruin my watch time. And when you do go there, leave a comment saying, the Sewer King sent me. Anyways, so this fat civilian, and when I say fat, I don't mean like obese like Nina Drama, but he's a chubby civilian, and he starts beating the crap out of Shara Bullet, which is so funny. You know, Shara's not able to throw any of his fancy kicks because this is the real world and not the safe octagon. I guess it gets broken up. I can't show this to you. You got to watch it yourself before I get demonetized. But anyways, the point is that Shara gets totally embarrassed by a fat civilian, and his ego can't handle it. His incel rage at seeing that this guy has a girlfriend who is willing to kiss him without him forcing himself on her, like he has to do with the goats. So he's so mad that he waits for him outside of the mall. Check this out. All right, so right up here is Shara Bullet waiting outside of the mall. He's waiting outside of the mall. And when the guy comes out and turns the corner and doesn't see Shara Bullet, I can't show this, Shara Bullet sucker punches him, knocking him out, and then stomps on his head on concrete. He didn't see Shara Bullet. The guy comes around this corner and Shara sucker punches him, then stomps on his head on concrete. Listen, I believe that if you sucker punch somebody on concrete, let alone stomp on their head afterwards, you should be tried for attempted murder. Those of you not familiar, a lot of the times when people get knocked out over concrete, they die or end up a vegetable or retarded because their head hit the concrete, not from the punch itself, but from being unconscious and free falling their skull onto concrete. On top of that, he stomps his head in. This guy is a piece of garbage. Shara Bullet is trash. And his incel rage led him to do this. Now, if you read the comments under videos like this one, or other Shara Bullet videos that reference the sucker punching, you will get so many Dagestani apologists saying, well, those are the customs. You're not allowed to kiss in public. So therefore, Shara Bullet had to sucker punch him and stomp his head into a coma. What? Hey, listen, pal. Hey, listen, inbred neckbeards out there watching this right now, clicking dislike on my video and leaving nasty comments. Listen carefully, assuming you understand English. If your culture allows sucker punching and stomping on the head of somebody, that's okay, but a peck on the cheek is not allowed, your culture sucks. Those of you saying, Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that in public. So he had to do this. Okay. A peck on the cheek, horrible, inexcusable. Knocking somebody out over concrete from a sucker punch and then stomping on the head, that's okay. That's okay. He kissed his girlfriend. We have to kill him. We have to put him in a coma. We have to give him long-term brain damage, because even if the guy didn't die, didn't end up in a coma, didn't end up in a wheelchair, that's long-term brain damage. That's long-term brain damage. And if you don't think so, you've been watching way too many movies. If you get knocked out and your head hits the concrete and you get stomped out after that, you have long-term brain damage that's going to affect you for the rest of your life because you kissed your girlfriend on the cheek. So if your culture says, oh, kissing on cheek bad, stomping brains in good, your culture's garbage and you should be wiped off the face of the earth with a nuclear strike, okay? Now go ahead and click dislike, leave the nasty comments. Oh, I bet you wouldn't say that to Shut Up Bullet Face. Go ahead, you retards. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Any video I make about these Neanderthals ends up doing very poorly in views. Why? Because it draws the neckbeards in, they click dislike, they leave a bad comment, and then they leave quickly, destroying my watch time, and those videos barely get any views. So I don't know why I'm still doing this. I guess listen, I gotta get the truth out. I cannot be silenced, okay? I'm not gonna let the neckbeards win with their retarded narrative that it's okay to stomp people out, but it's not okay to peck on the cheek. You retards. Anyways, the entire point of this tangent here was to show you his incel rage. He couldn't stand seeing somebody get affection from a female voluntarily. So he had to stomp them out. And furthermore, the other reason I'm showing you this clip is to prove that your whole narrative that, oh, he is sticking up for the wonderful cultures of Dagestan and the moral decency of not having public displays of affection. I want to prove to you that that is just BS. He doesn't care about that. He's just an angry, ugly, deformed neckbeard who just wants to fight and hurt people. And he is jealous of people who have girlfriends. And I can prove to you he is a hypocrite and he actually doesn't have any moral decency when it comes to public displays of physical touching. And how can I prove that to you? I can prove that to you with this video. I can prove that to you with how many times this guy feels up Nina Drama, even though she is now covered up, not looking like a hoe, not presenting. She's not doing that thing she normally does with Strickland and Alex Pereira, where she turns around every time she gets hit and bends over and pulls her bungus, stretches it out wide. She doesn't do that in this video, so you can't really blame her. It just goes to show what an incel pervert this guy is, and it just goes to show he actually doesn't care that that guy kissed his girlfriend on the cheek. He just wanted an excuse to fight. He was just mad that a girl liked that dude, but no girls like him. That's all it is. And watch this. Watch all this touching he does. And it's not reciprocated. She's not starting it. Look at this.
Deus razvarota.
Okay, rotate my shoulder.
I
Look at all this touching. Look at all this touching the feet,
Okay.
because he's got a foot
If
fetish.
you spin, you have to see him.
Okay.
Turn
so,
around. Turn.
And if you're thinking, oh, come on, big deal. He's just trying to demonstrate the moves by guiding her body. Okay, fine, fair enough. But what do you think of this clip? Watch this.
10 minuta. Good.
What was that? Watch that again.
10 minuta.
What was that exactly? If you are such high moral character that you must beat somebody into a CTE coma because he kissed his girlfriend on the cheek, what is caressing the hair of a woman that you're not dating? I would argue that this is more morally degenerate to do it in public with a girl who is not your girlfriend, has no romantic inclinations towards you. You just reach out and start caressing her hair, getting it out of her eyes. Honestly, this guy who's out there enforcing the laws of Sharia, you must not kiss your girlfriend on the cheek in public. But in public, you can start caressing the hair of a girl who's not your girlfriend? What? hypocrisy much, dude? And here's the other thing. Don't tell me, oh, he's being nice. You're telling me a woman who is pushing 50 years old can't wipe the hair out of her eyes when she needs to? This is not a 1-year-old. This is not a 1-year-old. If her hair is in her eyes and it's bothering her, she can do that. He's doing it because he wants to be touching a girl. Hypocrite. Hypocrite incel. And look at her. Look at her face like, oh God, what's happening? Is my bungus safe? It is not! Your bungus is not safe in the Middle East. It simply isn't. Not when you're around a caveman. Like he doesn't give up. Watch this. She's running away now. She's running away. Like she ran away from Merab. She doesn't do this with Strickland. She doesn't do this with Pereira. But she does from the neckbeards. Watch.
Guys, maybe we just call it a day. Wait, where's the accent? Where's the accent? TK, can you...
Brad, Anna,
TK, get
boится.
your man.
Wait.
What an absolute caveman. And listen to those caveman sounds.
TK, can you...
Brad, Anna,
TK, get
boится.
your man.
They don't care about making a woman uncomfortable. This is just how they treat women over there. You know? Like this one clip right here really kind of sums up male-female relations in the Middle East. Look at this.
No, I was just trying to high five you, dude. I'm just trying to give you a high five.
You see that? She was just trying to give him a high five. And now he just has to start hitting. You know what I mean? It's the pent-up incel rage. And this is how they treat women there. They beat them. Look.
No, I was just trying to high five you, dude. I'm just trying to give you a high five.
Knocks her to the ground. And then tries to fly knee her in the face as she's falling. Look at this. Right there. Tries to fly knee her.
Thank you.
And then look at this. Now you might think, oh my God, he's so nice. He gave her a bottle of water. Well, look closer at this bottle of water.
Фотографируют и все.
Oh, is this for me?
Look at how much water is left here. Listen, when you get that low on a bottle of water, that's basically just his spit at this point. That's basically just his spit. That's what's left. And this, listen guys, if you're not familiar with the Middle East, this basically sums up male-female relationships, okay? The man beats her, and then here's a sip of my spit. You're welcome. That's that's Middle Eastern relationships summed up right there. You know, like in those countries, when it's dinner time, let's say it's a group of people, not just a family, the men eat first. The men sit around the table. Well, they all sit on the floor and eat with their hands because they're cave people. But the men eat first after the women cooked for them. The women just, I don't know, go clean the house or something. The men eat first, and then the women and children can come eat. So we got a culture where the women cook all the food. The men get to eat first. They get to have their way with the women. Huh. How much is a one-way ticket to the Middle East? How much is a one-way ticket to Abu Dhabi? Guys, we got it all wrong in America. Guys, we got it all wrong. Something went wrong along the way. You know, when we started letting women vote, and then feminism. We lost the plot, guys. They're doing it right over there. They are doing it right. Oh my God, get me on the next plane. Get me on the next plane. God bless the Middle East, where you can still have a successful relationship, where the woman shows you respect and makes all your meals. It sounds like heaven. Compared to this feminist hellscape we're stuck in right now. Now, so we covered how Nina drama is all covered up in this video, unlike all of our other videos. But the thing is, you can only contain the hoe for so long. You can only contain the hoe for so long. And, you know, all credit to her. She kept it together for almost the entire video. This is an 18-minute, 54-second video. But at the 17 minute and 11-second mark, the host slips out. Watch this. She almost made it. She almost made the entire video without doing this.
You're on the ground
Ele cadete na земле.
and you go,
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She just couldn't. She just couldn't. She couldn't contain it any longer. She could not contain it any longer. The hoe was just fighting to come out. She couldn't contain it any longer. You know, hats off to her for keeping it together for almost the entire video. You know, all covered up, tucked the shirt into the pants, right? Didn't do any bending over, didn't do any presenting. But it just, the crack started showing. The crack definitely showed. The crack showed. She couldn't make it. She just had to hold on for another minute and a half. That's it. That's it. She just had to hold on for another minute and a half, but she just could not do it. She couldn't do it. Almost made it. Almost made it. But I mean, this is all she's good for, right? Because it's not like she actually knows anything about MMA. It's not like she knows anything about fighting. And if you don't believe me, watch this clip. So to set this up, they've already been training kicks, right? Tons and tons of kicks. And then she goes and says this.
so now you want to implement some striking?
What do you think kicking is? All right, that's cool. We did 7 minutes of training our kicks. Now, how about we try some striking? What? I'm telling you, she's just an industry plant. She actually knows nothing about the sport. And she claims to train kickboxing or boxing or whatever, but she doesn't even know what striking is. She doesn't know what striking even is. Now, there's one last thing I want to show you. And this is going to piss off Dana White. After everything Dana White has done for her, she has the audacity to say this. Watch.
Okay, I want to say thank you to TK MMA Fit for hosting us. This is the most beautiful gym I've ever been to here in Dubai.
What? She has filmed so many of her vlogs at the UFC Performance Institute in Vegas. Dana White gave her full access to his champions and to his multi-million-dollar facility that he is so proud of. He is so proud of the PI. And here she goes to some random gym built by a bunch of goat shepherds, and she says, this is the greatest MMA gym in the world. Wow. Dana must be fuming. Fuming. How dare she insult the PI and say this mud hut? Like, this has to be in a mud hut, right? Because it's in the Middle East. Like, if you zoomed out, like you went outside, this is in a mud hut, obviously. That's all the architecture they have over there. And she's saying it's better than the PI after everything Dana White did for her. Oh my gosh. Anyways, guys, I've done 150 videos about Nina Drama. Definitely go check out my latest one where she trains with Alex Pereira. And unlike in this video, she presents her high mileage holes to him. You can watch that video right here. Just go ahead and click on this and enjoy. And I'll see you next time.